Hey guys, MWUSA Season 3, Episode 50. And I'm sorry to say that I was not able to go to the casino this morning. I got home after 3 a.m. and I had to be at the dentist by 8 a.m. and was just not able to get up and get going fast enough to be able to get there. I would have had 20 minutes there. It just didn't make sense. So I went through a normal work day like a good boy, and I gotta tell you, I didn't really like it. I felt like a normie, just a normal, regular person who gets paid less than what the company makes. That's the reason why they're able to hire you, because they make more from your labor than what you provide to the company. And I didn't enjoy it, but I did what I had to do. So instead of going this morning and this afternoon, I am just going this afternoon. I am leaving work right now. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I am heading off to one casino to play some slots and hopefully make a couple $100, and then head toward home. Tonight I have to work on a closet for some of the kids. I recently put a new closet in place, and I don't know how. Somehow it got kicked or bumped or something, and things are not centered perfectly anymore. And the drawers in the closet don't close perfectly anymore, so I'm going to be working on that tonight, hopefully be able to take care of that without having to take everything apart and recenter everything. Let's see, what else was going on today? Something else. Oh, yeah. A while back, I bought Coinbase stock, and it looks like it's going to be selling today or tomorrow. Finally getting to the number that I want. And once that sells, it's going to be divided equally among my kids and their accounts. So I'm hoping it gets there the next day or two. The number I'm looking for is $238 a share. They hit a little over 236 earlier today. It's back to about 231 right now, but we'll just hold tight and wait for it to hit that 238 number. So right now, it is an amazing 75 degrees outside. I am heading toward the casino. It is partly cloudy, and it is now close enough to my trip that I can start seeing what the weather is going to be like in England and France. And it looks like it's going to be mid-50s to maybe 60 degrees. And I think that's perfect weather for walking around and visiting places. You don't want to get too hot. So I'm excited about that. I'm fine-tuning the details right now. I think I found a hotel we're going to stay at, but tonight I am going to see exactly where that hotel is. I know it's close to the bus station, not the bus station, the train station, and I want to see how far it is from a casino. I would love it to be within walking distance of a casino. So anyway, letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So I walk in this place and I'm looking at a couple machines, and I see this guy like staring at me like a serial killer, and I'm like, okay, and continue about my business. And he's a young guy with a beard, like maybe like a reddish colored beard, and he's like staring at me, and I know what he's doing, but I've never seen him before. So I'm like, who is this guy coming into my area? Come on, boy, come on. Anyway, so I'm like walking away from him, and I see another guy that I know, and we'll call him Johnson. There's two guys in there, so we'll call them Johnson and Johnson. All right, that's not their names. I'm just trying to protect their names by calling them that anyway. So I say to Johnson, I say, who's that guy right there with the weird eyes? And he goes, oh, you mean crazy eyes? I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, yeah, I've had to fire him before. I'm like, are you guys like a team or something? No, he used to work for me a long time ago, but I had to fire him because of the weird stuff that he was doing. I'm like, that's comforting. I said, well, I guess I shouldn't even look, because if you're here, it's already cleaned out. He goes, me and Johnson, I've been here all day. We're about to leave. So I said, okay, well, maybe there's a chance. So I start walking around, and I see the other Johnson, and he's just about to go around the corner to check this machine, and I can see it from across the casino that it's a play. So I hustle over there. I say, hey, I heard you've been here all day. He goes, yeah. I said, then how come you missed this? And I sat down at the machine. But joke was on me because I lost $2 on the play. But anyway, talked to him, and he introduced me to his girlfriend, wife, partner. I don't know what she was, but seemed like a nice girl. And we talked for a few minutes, and I was like, man, you wouldn't believe what happened to me last night. I was playing, I was down this much money, and I had to fight my way back. I went from this city to this city to this city, back to this other city, just to get a few $100s for the night. And he's like, oh man, and it's like, that's the fun part, right? When we're talking like that back and forth, a guy who actually gets you, understands how you feel, goes through the same stuff that you go through every day. So he's like, you wouldn't believe it. The other night, this happened, that happened, and then he's like, did you hear what happened to me on Super Bowl night? I said, no. He goes, yeah. There was this machine over there, and it was at like 9,700, and I'm like keeping an eye on it, and then it hit this number, which, you know, I can't say over the air. And I told my girlfriend to watch for it, because if these people get up, we're going to sit down. And she was talking to someone right when they got up, and this family sat down, and they were slow playing the heck out of it. So they're like pushing the button, wait for it to finish spinning, push the button, wait for it to, you know, and for people like us, we're like, let's get it over with. I know it's going to be, you know, 8,350 spins potentially for it to hit. Let's get it over with as soon as possible. But he said all Super Bowl, he sat behind them waiting for them to finish up. And he said it got to this, like, whatever number, 99.79 or 99.82 or something like that. And he said they were out of money. And they were down to their last money. They had $200, and they had already used the ATM, and they called people, and they were done. And he said they hit it right then. Which, I've been there. How many times have I talked about it? Where I sat behind some old lady that had no clue what she was doing. Obviously, these people didn't know what they were doing, but they were amateurs. But he sat behind them for 3 hours, and I've been there. How many times that's happened to me? Hold on a second, I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. I don't know. I haven't heard if there's a alarm. If you could hear the phone ringing there or not. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying. If it was, my son was calling. I had to pick it up. Anyway, yeah, I've been there before. You know, sit behind someone forever, and then it drags you out, and they like stand up. It looks like they're gonna leave, and they get some more money out of their wallet, and then they're leaving, and they pull their card out, and then they lean the chair up against the machine, and it just drives you nuts. But anyway, I had a decent time in there. I was pretty much, I think the first machine I won $50, like exactly $50. Second machine I lost a couple dollars I told you about. And then that was about it. I looked a lot and I didn't see anything, but I was on my way out, and there was this one machine, and I checked it out. And the reason I even checked it is because it had 16 cents in it. I'm like, well, sometimes there's things in range. Let me put my voucher in, because on this one you actually have to have money in it to be able to see. So I put the voucher in. There was nothing there. There was another one next to it. A lady had just gotten up. I sat down there, and that had a play. It was a short play, 4 spins at $10 a spin. I played that, and I hit that. and I ended up leaving ahead $212. So not bad, $212. That's like my whole day yesterday with all the crazy ups and downs that I had. $212 heading toward home, and I don't think I'll do anything else tonight. I am definitely going to try to get up early in the morning tomorrow, 6-ish, and make a short trip to a casino, play, and get back to the office in time so that nobody knows that I wasn't there. So, and then I'll be spending the whole day at the office tomorrow. I may or may not leave for lunch to go play. I pretty much caught up on all my work just in one day. So even the stuff that I was putting off for a long time, I just sat down and got it all done. So anyway, letting you go for now, and it'll probably be Tuesday morning when you hear from me next. Alright guys, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and I am off to a casino, 6 a.m. Nice day today. Looks like 54 degrees outside. And I was telling you last night that I had a stock that I was trying to sell, and it was getting close to the number that I wanted to sell it for, which was $238. And it actually got to exactly $238 1 second before the closing date, and before the closing day ended. And I think 1 or 2 transactions got through, but not mine. And after that, it just leveled off the rest of the night. I woke up this morning, it's at like 231. So I'm sure it'll go today. But it was crazy that it got to the exact number 1 or 2 seconds before the trading day ended. So anyway, this morning, going to one casino, going to try to get a little bit of time in, go to work, and then go back to that casino this evening. Actually, I can't do anything else this evening because someone in the family got hurt, and someone had to leave town to go take care of them. So now I'm taking care of their family. So their family has an event tonight, and I need to be there to support them. So that would be at 7 o'clock tonight. So once I finish work, I'll have to go get one more session in, and then hurry home to change for that banquet. So anyway, right now I am letting you go, going to enjoy the ride. I gotta tell you, I didn't feel like getting up this morning, that's for sure. I got up and I said, oh man, my head is just killing me. And I laid back down for a few more minutes before finally getting up. So I'll be back to update you here soon. Alright guys, I am back. I thought it would be a boring morning, and it was kind of, but got a few stories out of it at least. So I go into this place, and I see this guy walking around like, I call him a creeper. You know, they walk real slow. They like keep their head steady, and they're just like creeping around, like lurking around. And I see he's got a name badge, so I'm thinking this must be like security or something. He's walking around, so I'm careful and I'm checking stuff. I'm not really too worried about it, but I'm checking stuff. And later on my way out, I see that he's just a regular ploppy who's there before work, and he just happened to be walking that way, and just the way he was looking at every machine made me think that he was looking for someone or something. I don't know, but ended up being nothing. But I start looking around, and I see a game that I want to play but has burned me in the past. So I start walking away from it, and I said, why am I walking away from it? I mean, it's positive I got to play it. So I came back. The game next to it had a single spin thing that I was going to pay out, so I spun it one time. I made like $20. And then I switched over to the other machine, and it actually paid out early. And some machines, when they pay out early, it's not good because it's too low. But I ended up between the two machines, I had like $119. And I'm like, well, at the very least, I got a lot of points because it was like $8 a spin. and I look down and it says, "Welcome, Frank." And by the way, my name is not Frank. I had someone else's card in my pocket, so you know how I sometimes pick up people's cards, and especially high-level cards. This is a top-tier card, like mine, and I would carry them around in case I ever needed them for parking, for anything like that, that I could use it without letting the casino know that I've been there 12 times this month or whatever. Anyway, so I got Frank about $1,000 to $1,200 in coin in. I hope he's happy. He doesn't even live in the area. I think I picked this up pretty far away from here, so he might be surprised when he gets some offers for this area. So I'm a little frustrated because of that, but it's not a big deal. Walk around, look at a few other things, and yesterday when I had talked to a guy, there was a new machine, and if you recall back on Sunday, I said there's this new machine, they're just turning it on. I think it was Sunday or maybe Friday, and I was going to research it. So I researched it, I watched hours of video on it, and I don't believe that it's really anything that's beatable. But someone had told me yesterday that it was, and that he played it, but it didn't pay great. So I was a little skeptical about it, but I went and looked at it in more detail. First time I ever looked at it hands-on, not online. So I see where it's possible. I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. I'm up 120. Did not go well. At $1.50 a spin, I end up losing $150 on that machine. And I understand what people are saying, but this is what I was talking about in the past about doing your own research and not listening to other people. As I was leaving, I saw another guy coming in as I was going out, and I mentioned it to him because he knows a lot about this stuff. So, sorry about that. I had a text coming in. So this guy knows a little bit about this stuff. He's been around a lot longer than any of us have. And he explained it to me, though, the way I've explained it to other people. There are new fake, somewhat fake, beatable games, in quotes, that have all the characteristics of a beatable game, and they pay when they're supposed to pay, but they're dialed way back. So where I can expect a certain amount of profit on certain machines, on these machines, to make you think that it's going to, but then it always burns you and you feel like, oh, it was a coincidence that I had some bad variance. But in actuality, instead of it paying 90%, it's paying 95 or 96%, and you're still losing money on it. So I will not be playing that machine anymore unless I need a lot of points for some reason, and then I might consider it, but hopefully I don't ever mess with that machine again. So at this point, I'm down $30, and I'm looking around everywhere. I don't see anything. I got to get to work. The sun is up now, and it's time for me to head out toward work, and I see nothing. And then I see a machine that has a few bucks in there. About $1 in there. I put my voucher in over it, and I look up, and it's in an okay position, so I play that one through. And by the time I finish that one, I end up leaving the casino ahead $83. So plus $83 there. When I'm leaving, wow, how did he hit that? I'm getting some text messages with some pictures, and I got a text message that said I got kicked out of blank casino, which is a casino that I went to that I didn't really like too much. But this guy is like, I don't know what he does, but I don't really believe him when he says he made money, because the plays that he does are just not positive expected value plays. But he sent me some pictures, and he's in the pictures with some machines, and when I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like anything that should have paid out, and I feel like he got lucky. For example, he played this one game. It was a slot blackjack game, and he bet $1,000 on it, and when he won $1,000, it actually treated it as a I never even thought about this as a hand pay, because his 1,000 paid 2,000, so he got a W-2. So that's the kind of pictures he's sending me. Here's a voucher for $5,900, and other vouchers for $500, $1,000, $9,500. But I still, he knows just enough to be dangerous to himself. So he says that he got kicked out of this casino, and I said, well, why did they do that? Because I'm thinking this guy just sits around and camps out, and they probably don't appreciate that at this area. Plus, the area that he's in maybe has a potential of having some kind of, let's just say, prejudice toward him. So, I mean, not that they need a lot, not to dislike this guy, but, and he said, I got 36 hand pays in 3 days, and he sends me a picture of all his W-2s, and must have fuzzed them out a little bit because I can't see the name, but I will try to zoom in a little bit and see if it's the same name. I don't care about seeing his information. I just want to see if it's like 12 different people W-2s, or if it's all one person's name on the W-2s. But I don't believe that he made a bunch of money, but they did kick him out, and who knows, hopefully he made money. I don't want anyone to lose money to casinos. Right now, heading toward work, 61 degrees outside. I mentioned that stock. I'm still watching it, and it is $1 away from selling, and like I said, I'm going to break that money up between my kids and add it to their accounts. So hopefully that goes in the next 5 minutes or so, potentially. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you. I'm not sure if I'll do anything for lunch, but probably after work. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got some stuff done at work, and I am sleepy, bored. It is so boring. I got everything caught up. While I was away from the office there for that week, some things happened in the office, and they had a problem with some auditors. They couldn't get it straightened out, and they were at an impasse. So I talked to the lady this morning and figured out a solution and figured out how to get around it all. And there's a scan that I need to run. So I paused all the other scans. I moved it to the front. I'm running it right now. Should take 5 or 6 hours to run. By the end of the day, should be done. And problem solved. I saw my manager as I was walking out and told him, and he couldn't believe it. He said, we tried to negotiate with them and they wouldn't help us, and now they're telling you okay. I said, yeah, we're Thursday, we're supposed to be finalizing everything, and we should be done with the audit. So, that's all good. I'm happy about all that. But it's so boring. Anyway, while I was in there, I got out my favorite thing to play with at the office, which is the Excel worksheet. And I worked out some math, some ideas I had about some different games and how to approach them, and maybe ways to sneak out some EV. And anyway, did that for a while, and then got so bored, I said, I'm just leaving. I've got a meeting with my manager in about 3 hours, so I'm going to head down to the casino, and I am going to play for about 45 minutes, and I'm going to come back. What else? I mean, I'm just sitting there anyway. I'm getting all my work done. What more do you want? So also, since I was sitting there bored, my stock did sell. Beautiful. It actually went $1 higher than what I sold it for, and now it's down $20 from there. So I'm happy that's done. I don't even want to watch it anymore. I don't want to know what happens to it. But anyway, I was looking at, there's a company that we use to keep track of our hours and our vacation, and there's something called family time, family sick time. And I'm like, this is interesting. So I started looking at it. I started reading about what qualifies for it. And pretty much anything I want in the world can qualify for it. But if you don't use it, you eventually lose it. And you get so many hours per month that you can use for it. So I started doing some calculations. And, I already take Wednesday as a day for myself because I work nights and weekends. between taking off Wednesday and if I max out my sick time and vacation time, I can actually get 93 days off in a year. 93 days. So that's about half my year. I mean, we're only working 5 days a week, which is 250 days a year, 254. So more than a third of the time can be taken off if we want to. So sounds good to me. So I'm going to start making a plan here when we get back from Europe, and we're going to start having some doctor's appointments, some not feeling well, and some things like that. And we're going to start using this time, and we're going to travel. So I figure if I could use that time along with my Monday and Tuesday, so take the time off on Monday and Tuesday, I can actually go somewhere from Friday night to Wednesday night. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I can have 4 days off, and I'm still getting paid during the week, and be able to go anywhere I want. So if I want a weekend trip or something like that, I can do it. So I want to find a way to start doing that and use every minute that I have available to my benefit. So anyway, right now, heading back to the casino, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Okay guys, I'm back. So I go in there and I see the guy from this morning still there. Talked to him for a while. I said, well, I guess since you're here, there's probably nothing here. He said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10 minutes. I'll go to my car and have my lunch. Okay, thanks a lot, pal. So he told me that another guy was with him all day until a few minutes ago when I had walked in. And right as I was leaving, he told me that another guy showed up. So there's constantly at least 2 people in that place, and it's a small place. So really it wasn't going to be a lot of opportunity. I did see a guy that I knew who was a degenerate gambler, and he'd been chasing some dumb thing for hours and hours and hours. And he was just finishing up what he was doing and was complaining about the money he was losing. And then he goes and uses his points to get pizza from the little eating area. And he complains that they raised the price by $1. Now he's using comps for this anyway, but he's losing thousands of dollars a day and complaining about the dollar. And I also saw another weird thing. This guy next to me hit a $1,225 jackpot, and I look over and I said, nice. And then I look down and I see he's playing $50 a spin. So 24 times his money is a W2. Lose money on taxes, and just silly. Doesn't make a lot of sense to play that high, but whatever works for him, I guess, is fine. I did end up getting some lunch and some waters for the week. Now I have a lot of water in the car. I'm going to head back to the office right now. I only ended up making $6 in there, which is understandable considering there were multiple people there. But I'm going to head back to the office, and I have a meeting in an hour and a half or so. So should get there, a little bit before the meeting, half an hour before the meeting or so. I'm also going to go ahead and book my hotel for London. I'm just going to double check the exact location one more time, and then I'm going to book that. And I think that's what I'll do the rest of the day at the office, since I don't have anything going on. And I've got one of those, what do you call those? Man, I'm embarrassed here. Where you connect your computer to it and it connects to your monitor and stuff. I can actually plug that into my phone, and my phone screen is a double screen, so I can actually, so my regular phone has 2 screens. I can disconnect one of the screens and plug in my work laptop screen into it, and my second screen can be like the 60-inch screen or 50-inch screen that I have. So I'll probably do that, so I'm off the record. I won't be using their computer, and book some more stuff for my trip, since I'm sitting in there anyway. So I'm not sure about coming back tonight or not. I don't know. It's far away and not a lot of opportunities, so I may end it and just see you tomorrow, but I'm not sure at this point. We'll see how it goes. So for now, letting you go, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I think I'm going to call it a day. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Might as well be prepared for it. I have a late night tonight, not too late, doing some family stuff. And so, yeah, I don't want to go back to the casino with that many people down there, and it's going to get worse. And then not make a lot of money, and then be tired tomorrow. So I'm going to relax. I'm going to take care of this event tonight, and then I'll be going on a long day tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So finally a chance to play some blackjack. So letting you go for now. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.